Hey guys, Matt here, Broken Supercoach, checking in. Thought we'd do a little check-in after round one this morning and then just see how the team's shaping up again. So, if you watched my video yesterday, thanks for that. You see I was stressing hard. And now that we've had a little bit of time for hindsight, it's probably the right call. I think Hopper is... Geez, Hopper got some points he doesn't deserve there. I think you had to play the field with Hopper. How many owned him? I don't think you can see it from this view. He was so well owned. I think he's about 50% owned. So you had to play the chance because if he scored 100 and you don't have him, you look pretty stupid. But yeah, I think it's a mistake to have Hopper. There's no evidence that he was going to be very good. So we might need to address that. But then again, we might not. Break even's only... Yeah, break even at 60 indicates that he's probably priced pretty fairly, and at best we're going to pull 100k out of him. So that could have been a mistake. We may need to look at someone like Horn Francis. We may need to look at trying to get an extra 100k, which we have, kind of, to get into, say, a Goulden or someone like that, or even a Tom Green. I'm really emotionally attached to Darcy Cameron. I'm not going to talk about it. He's in the team. I know that what I could do is I could take him out, send Noah Long down, probably start someone like Davey on field, which is a little bit weaker, and end up with a Tom Green in here for someone as simple as, say, Cameron and perhaps Sheasel to make way. But that's not going to happen. I really like having the ruck coverage. It's just something I think my team's based around, the ruck coverage, and Darcy Cameron's a really nice pod. So it's all right. We're not going to blow the team up because Hopper got scored 67 in a pretty average game. We've made one change from last night. Obviously, we're under the pump a bit last night with the lockout coming and all that sort of business. We ended up with Cowan and Hollins, Hopper, and who's the other bloke? Taranto. Taranto was great. I think Cowan now looks to be in real trouble. 38, but he got the red vest, so he did look good though, which is a good sign. But getting the red vest is never good because all it takes is, halfway through the third, he gets the red vest, and he's on 20 points. He's on 19 points or something, and that's it. He kills us. So that's a concern. Luckily, he's a defender, so there isn't many options there. And I say there isn't many options, and I'll say this for a reason because you'll see that I've got Michelani now. Which, ignore that he's got the orange dot. He is playing, club confirmed. If you look at the alternatives here, which was Wilmot, which was Michelani, and who was the other guy that everyone has? I'll have a quick look so we can get that. Sorted. Let me just... Sorry about the black lines, but we just got to give that a little crack. I like to just go by owned because we can work out who the other guy is. Wilmot... Oh, it was moving Chesser up was the other option. Goda, it's too expensive. Judd McVie was the other one. So, Judd McVie moving Chesser up and taking a midfielder, or Darcy Wilmot or Michelani. They're the four that I've been eyeing out. And the reason I'm going to go with Michelani there is job security. I think you have to have job security in your rookies. McVie, didn't score well in the game where everyone in Melbourne scored well, and they won really easily, and he still didn't score well. Not to mention the three injured players that those guys are covering, and those guys are Chandler, McVie, and Laurie, or Laurie, however you say it. Those three are covering Viney, Salem, and someone else. I can't remember who. But they're all expected to come back really soon. And with a team like Melbourne, they walk back in. Unless McVie plays really well, I think the minute Salem's ready, he walks right back on that team. And that's the end of McVie. And I don't think that is 3 rounds. He's listed as 1 to 2, and it was just a slight fitness thing. Wilmot's the same. Wilmot could keep his spot if he plays well. He's of the preseason games, he's the best scoring of all of the eligible defenders that you could take. Darcy Gardiner comes back in 1 to 2, listed as really soon. The club expects him to come back within a week or two. So same story. In a team like Brisbane, Gardiner walks on and Wilmot goes. So that's another concern. and then there's Michelani, who is seemingly covering Worrell. When you saw how they shaped up in both their preseason games, he seems to be in for Worrell. Worrell was 3 to 4 weeks, and Worrell, in fairness, isn't a lock in that defense regardless. Michelani is a big vest concern. They've named Tyler Brown as the guy in the green vest, so he's just going to come on as an impact sub. But I think when it comes to job security, I don't like having two guys who are probably going to get the vest on the squad, but I think it's the only option. I think Michelani will play for 4 weeks. Hopefully he can get us, similar to Cowan, 40 a game and get us a quick cash injection. And he could have, similar to Butts, 2 years ago? He could have a big game. All he has to do is score 80 once, get a couple of intercept marks, a couple of rebound 50 kicks, and he's right on. So I don't mind having Michelani, and he's guaranteed to be in that team for 3 weeks because Worrell's got a hamstring, and Worrell will come back through the sample. So, and Nick's, I know they've said some other stuff this year, but I'm really talking myself into it. But they've said some stuff about it, about their attitude to winning. But historically, the Crows don't drop rookies like this without giving them a good run. We saw Berry had a really good run before he got dropped out. We saw Butts had a really good run before he got replaced eventually. So they really do give him a chance, whereas I don't believe Melbourne and Brisbane are in a position to do that. Melbourne and Brisbane need to bring their best players on because they're trying to make top 4, or top 2 even. That's the rest of the team, so nothing's changed here. I'm still vice-captain in Gawn. I'm still going captain-led. Let's have a look quickly. I know this is... it's starting to go a little bit long. Don't like these super long videos. I'm not the type to give you a 90-minute team reveal. So we saw the draw last night, which was crazy. Were there any sort of players who were interesting to us? Paddy Cripps looks like he's total money again. Taranto looked good. Obviously, we've all got Taranto. I don't think Rioli will be one. He actually looked quite good, and he looked fit. So he could be one to think about at 500k as a defender. So that's pretty interesting stuff. Keep an eye on him, especially if they're playing the way they play, where the ball's going to end up a lot at halfback for him. There's no one really else to talk about on either side. You know, we're talking about Doherty, got you 108. You paid up for him, so that's on the low side. But 108, I think you're pretty happy with if you got that. What's Cripps worth at the moment? 611, so you're pretty happy. He's obviously shown that he's quite proven. He's 120 again. A lot of contested footy, so he's pretty happy with that. But I don't think anyone else was that relevant. The dreaded vest on Cowan, we hated to see that. Holland looked really nice and covered a lot of ground, so he looks like one we might even think about, once we see all the rookies, we might even think about putting him on field because you get 50, 60 out of him every game. Happy with that, and he's going to boost up really quick. And a quick look through, there's nothing else relevant on any of the other teams. So, because Rioli was a little bit expensive, wasn't he? Yeah, 246. And we had... that was about it. I think no one else was really worth the money. Yeah, mid-price. Just trying to think of anyone. If anyone asked about any players leading into it. Baker, I guess, was one. There was a bit of chat every now and then. 429 because he was defender forward. Scored about what he was priced at. So, yeah, anyway. Let us know how your team shaped up. What have you done for vice-captain, captain? And a quick reminder, you can chop and change your entire team as long as they haven't played. So your Carlton and Richmond players are now just locked, but you still have unlimited trades. You can chop and change these guys until the minute they're selected. You obviously can't move them, though. This is where Hollands is for me now. This is where Cowans is. Hopper is on the field. Taranto's on the field. And the last tip I'll give you before we hit the 10-minute mark of this video is just because Hopper scored 60-something, don't blow up your whole structure just because Hopper was rubbish. The player you want to address is Hopper, so don't take that out on someone like Cameron Sheasel, Rosie, Callahan, whatever. Don't take that out on someone else because Hopper let you down. It was Hopper that let you down. We'll work that out in round 3 or the end of round 2. All right, yeah, thanks. See ya.